flows strictly into the plains.
That's not the one.
Yeah, it totally is.
What are you referencing?
The sound of sound.
No,
The music of music.
Stop. It's
The Lady
My
of
Fair
Fair.
Lady.
Oh, you know what? I actually haven't watched My Fair Lady in probably like a decade. I should though. That's a good
Funny
one.
story. We had a book, and as a kid, I read the book, and I was like, "Wow, this book ends wrong. They don't get together. That's so. I guess it's a kid's version." Then I later learned, no, that's the real ending. Why would she marry him? He's 20 years older than her, and he like treats her like shit.
Wait,
Hell
I
yeah.
thought she married the young guy.
No, the author has a good point about that. Where it's like, her options in the movie, as far as romance go, are either she can grab Higgins' slippers for the rest of her life, or Freddie can grab hers. And she's like, that sucks. That's not. No one would want that. So she needs to leave it single.
So yeah, this week we watched.
Oh, did it start?
Yeah, I've been recording for like the last 30 seconds.
You're a terrible fucking recording head.
Why would you say?
I started the recording as soon as we started this My Fair Lady bit because I was like, this feels naturalistic. I'll probably cut most of it.
I'll cut your dick and eat it.
What are you, a German cannibal?
The Hebrews learn it backwards, which is absolutely frightening. Why can't... Oh, shit.
Why can't the English teach the children how to speak? This verbal class distinction by now should be antique. You, sir, do you suck some dick? Why, yes, sir.
What do I look like, a fool? No one told him what instead of... So, fuck.
No, what do you tyke me for, fool? But no one's taught him take instead of tyke.
Penis, 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 penis. Alright, this bit has been sandbagged enough.
One last thing. I think the best song in the movie is, like, without a doubt, Just You Wait, Henry Higgins. It's about fantasizing about killing your teacher.
That one is
Who
good.
had...
That
Brenton,
one is good.
do you have any stories of you tormenting teachers? I got a couple.
I mean, not really of me specifically tormenting teachers. Or at least not ones that I find funny or interesting. Or legal to tell.
All I gotta say is, it's up to God to forgive you, but to send me to him, that's my job.
No, teacher didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, that does kind of sound like something fucking Misk saying.
Oh, yeah? That's who I was thinking of.
You know, yeah, you know, I said that to Mr. Bolowski. He's like, hey, Millhouse, why didn't you take out your test and do your homework? And I said, no. They send you to God.
My dog ate it.
They send you to God. That's my job. For him to forgive you, that's God's job.
I still think about my second grade teacher. She gave us some candy for Valentine's Day to, like, do your homework. And I didn't do my homework. None of the kids do their homework. And she started bawling, like, full-on crying. And, like, my second grade teacher was, like, going through a divorce or something. And she was not taking it well.
Oh.
Such a fucking loser.
Whenever I think about teachers not liking me, I think of my one of my high school history teachers. I got up to, like, sharpen a pencil or grab a pencil or something during the pledge, and she started, like, screaming at me. And then she sent me to the office, and I believe what I said as I was leaving was like, well, like, you know I'm going to be walking right back in here in a minute, right? And then I walked to the office, and the office leaders were like, why are you in here? And I was like, well, I got up to get a pencil during the pledge. And they went, get back to class. And I went, all right.
You may be able to walk in, but think about all those veterans who couldn't walk.
All those veterans who can't stand for the flag because we, America, put that poison in their shoes.
You know, you're a real punk.
Barack Hussein Obama did that to them.
Obama specifically did all the burn pits.
I love that. I
put the
graduated
plutonium in the rounds.
I graduated around the time Trump got elected. I'm a bit older. Shit, Brenton, you're older than me, right?
Elder statesman, yeah.
Elder statesman, yeah. One of my favorite conversations I had in school was, if Trump wins, I don't know, I'm gonna have to move to Canada. I was like, do you have, like, how are you gonna move to Canada? You're in high school. You've never had a job before.
Fucking 16-year-old ass going, I gotta get out of this country.
She was 17.
It's going down the shitter.
She was 17, and I was trying to be like, hey, you interested in me? And she wasn't. And that's the story of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. Well, I know, you're 11 years old, Trump's in office, he's gonna throw you in the cage. You saw Croc, he was playing Croc.
You're a migrant child. You're being taken away.
You gotta go to the Iranian embassy and seek political asylum in Libya.
So yeah, this week we watched an OVA called Angel Densetsu.
I forgot to watch it.
I read it.
It's
Because
pretty
I
good.
read. I am of the upper crust.
It's
I
pretty
can
good. I think
read and write.
I think we can get into ratings right away.
I read the first 24 chapters and I've seen the OVA a couple times. I think it's good. I think my favorite scene is definitely the knife fight.
Which one from the OVA? Because there's two.
The initial knife fight.
The one
where
between
your life is
Kitano and
precious.
Takeshi.
Yeah.
なんてことだ。僕が黙って立っていたのがこんなに彼を傷つけていたなんて。自殺しようとするまで彼を追い詰めてしまっていたなんて。近寄るな。刺すぞ。こいつナイフが怖くねえのか。バカだ。ナイフが手首から離れた。今だ。
That one is.
I thought his name was Tashino.
It's like
It's Blondie.
Takahisa.
Takahisa, sorry.
Takahisa. Sorry, I had to refer to my notes. Yeah,
Brandy.
That one's really good.
Your life is a gift from your parents, so don't throw it away.
Yeah. Cold line.
But Angel Densetsu is about a lovely little boy named
I
Kitano.
thought his name was Tashino.
It's like
It's Blondie.
Takahisa.
Takahisa, sorry.
Takahisa. Sorry, I had to refer to my notes. Yeah,
Brandy.
That one's really good.
Your life is a gift from your parents, so don't throw it away.
Yeah. Cold line.
But Angel Densetsu is about a lovely little boy named Kitano Seiichi.
Yeah.
He is wholesome and a cinnamon roll, and he looks just like Giovanni from the Pokemon anime.
Yeah.
And because of that, people are afraid of him.
Yeah.
And that's the plot of Angel Densetsu, honestly, almost entirely in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he gets, like, attacked by delinquents who keep looking at him and going, oh, that guy has a scary face. He must be a delinquent.
He also dates like Freddie Mercury's daughter. No.
No, he dates the other girl.
Karate girl.
Actually, both
They're both karate girls.
they're both karate girls, and both their parents look like Freddie Mercury.
Stichiro Kitano. There's Sakeki Kuroda.
Kuroda's the big guy with the lackeys.
Yeah. Yuji Takeshia is Blondie. Who the fuck is Roko Kiyos?
That's the girl.
That's the girl.
And then Suda and Koida are the two guys.
And then there's the other girl who doesn't talk.
Ikiru Hirima?
Her name's like Akuno or Akuru.
I don't see it on the list of characters.
No.
I literally that one doesn't show up in the OVA at all because she shows up as a side character
I'm looking at the mangas, but like, yeah.
as like a friend of Ryoko.
Best part in the whole manga is when Freddie Mercury's daughter is shadowing the angel himself and his girlfriend. And like she's just looking at him, and then she looks down and she notices that the other girl's looking at her and has noticed her presence.
That is a good part. My favorite, I think, individual thing in the manga is when you meet Kitano's dad, and like
How far is that? Like
It's-
30, 40?
that's at, like I think it's like chapter like 28 or something like that.
I almost made it.
But like literally, like Kitano, he's jogging with a guy and the guy's running away, and then Kitano like falls over because he's jogged too much, and then a guy walks up to help him and sees his face and punches him in the face and gives him a nosebleed, and then it cuts to like 2 hours later because he's been unconscious on the ground. and he just has a crowd of classmates around him who are like, oh no, what happened to our head delinquent, Kitano? Whoever could beat him has to be crazy. And then he, like, looks up, and his whole chest is covered in blood from his nosebleed. And the misunderstanding immediately is that he got stabbed. And then Kitano's dad, like, comes walking over with, like, sunglasses on and in a suit looking like a Yakuza.
Oh, yeah.
And the joke is immediately like, oh, God, the Yakuza's back to finish off Kitano. And then they, like, bumble and trip and hit each other in the head and both get knocked out. And then the whole crowd, like, salutes and has a tear. And they're like, that's how the legend of Kitano ends. Defiant to the very end, even able to take down a full adult Yakuza member. And then he shows up at school, like, 2 hours later, and everybody goes, what the hell?
Kill you!
But yeah, it's good stuff. It's just a great little, like, gag OVA.
Let's go through the plot. So the OVA, it's pretty straightforward. It's his first day walking to school.
He just transferred.
Just transferred. People are scared as he walks by. He walks into the principal's office. Principal's like, hey, you fucking delinquent. Wrong room. No, this is the right room. Ah, get away from me, you freak!
Yeah,
And then the
it's a
principal's
lot
like,
of that.
we gotta kill him. And the vice principal's like, what? Why? He's a criminal. Is he? He hasn't done anything yet. I can tell.
You see these eyes?
I can tell.
I can tell.
And then he sees three punks.
He sees Kuroda and his flunkies.
And they talk some shit. He's scared.
Well, actually, Kuroda spends a little bit talking shit because he's like, there's a new guy. We're gonna go fuck him up. And then they go to Kitano's classroom, and then they grab Kitano's shoulder to be like, hey, where's this new guy at? And Kitano turns, and Kuroda is instantly like, I'm out of here.
Gone.
I ain't getting mixed up in this. Because Kuroda is a huge coward, and that is his bit.
He saw him and he knows, dude, that's a heroin addict.
Oh yeah. A note I have in my notes is the OVA like changes Seiji's character design just a little bit by the nature of it being animated, because he can't be pure white and have these incredibly deep set eyes and just look like he's on drugs all the time.
Which, by the way, I want to say something for our audience members. At my job, I have had to deal with heroin addicts, and I've had to wrestle them down or whatever. Not really wrestle them down. If someone's on heroin, it's the easiest fight in the world. Some guy broke into the back of the restaurant I worked at to steal some shit, and I called the cops, and I was just walking circles around him as he was trying to crumble and fumble away. And he was like a half a foot shorter than me, and I'm already short. So this guy was like 5'2", and I was like, man, just swing once, and I can fucking lay into you.
Brandy, I'm just imagining you taking a steel chair to every heroin addict that walks in.
Yeah.
Just like, bam!
I give him the elbow. Ooh.
I can't believe you were so mean to Carlos Mencia.
Carlos Mencia.
He's been on such hard times since he stole the joke from Joe Rogan, where he goes to the TV to switch the channel.
Which one's Carlos Mencia? Is that Gabriel Iglesias?
No. Shut up.
No.
He's the Hungarian guy that pretended to be Mexican.
Oh, I didn't know he pretended.
He's not really Mexican.
Wow.
Yeah, he's Bolivian.
Bolivian, my bad.
My entire joke was that it was two Mexican joke thieves. So
Wait, who was the other guy?
Gabriel Iglesias.
He steals jokes?
Yep.
Ah. But he's on the new Santa Claus show.
Is he? What
With
new
Tim
Santa?
Allen. You know those Tim Allen movies?
They made a Tim Allen Santa Claus show?
Well, you remember, the first movie is a classic setup.
Actually,
he kills Santa Claus,
I
he
knew
becomes
about
Santa
this.
Claus.
I just forgot about it.
Second movie is simple. He needs a mate. Frankenstein's monster needs a mate. Then movie 3 is obvious. It's time to fight your rival. It's time to duel.
Yeah, classic red versus blue.
Yo, honestly, dark fucking Santa Claus looks like Virgil in 5.
Well, it's just Jack Frost.
No, because there's evil Tim Allen in 2 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's 3.
No, there's evil Tim Allen shows up in 2.
The robot?
Yeah, Martin Short shows up in 3.
Why
as
is
Jack Frost?
I thought Jack Frost and him was the same one.
Why
No.
is Why
Damn.
is Dark Santa? Did Tim Allen touch the Triforce?
In 2, the reason for Evil Santa is
He's trying to automate his job so he can focus on
yeah,
finding
yeah.
a
So he
bitch.
can go and get his wife,
Hey, but the new Santa's too strict.
and then the robot Santa is like, I'm evil now, just like every robot.
I think one of the best jokes is, "Can I have a break?" Snaps like the glasses.
I thought that was from.
That's from Scrubs. Shit.
Now it would have been funny.
Yo, Dr.
That would have
Cox.
been pretty good in
Don't-
Santa Claus too.
Dr.
He
Cox
breaks
Santa
his arm.
Clausening.
He just breaks an elf's arm. That'd be great. All right, boys. Time for some elf bowling.
Okay, but back to Angel Densetsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much like it's just like a bunch of mishaps and misunderstandings of delinquents being like, oh man, this Katana guy, he's so tough, and then he like looks at him and they piss their pants and like fall over like Three Stooges style.
Hey, you don't forget, Katana is also really good at getting punched.
That's true. He can get
He
punched
rolls with the
many
punches
times.
and gets to what's real. I think the OVA has a couple like amazing scenes. The first really good scene is him cleaning up the schoolyard. He picks up the tree lumber, sees the guy. He's like, "Oh my god, they're scary. I hope they don't mess with me." Oh no, I'm falling forward at them.
Katano has like actual such like Three Stooges or
He's a real prankster, a real
Ernest
joker.
Goes to Halloween. You know,
Milk.
He's got Looney Tunes energy.
Or,
Milk's what kills them, but he thought it was Malk.
yeah, which is Belarusian for milk.
No, it's like he gets like a jar of shit.
It's just a jar of milk.
No. Anyways, Ernest Goes to Prison's probably my favorite one.
You know, I actually haven't seen a single Ernest movie.
You're a lucky fucking man.
Yeah, I count
You know-
myself among one of the lucky
Do
few.
the kids die in the fucking Ernest Halloween
None
one?
of them. In no Ernest movies there ever
No,
consequences.
but Ernest kills the kids after filming.
Yeah. Well, Ernest Goes to Prison has like the plot point where two kids in a trench coat sneak into prison to help get him out.
Okay, I think I have to watch this movie.
No.
That's awesome.
Sorry. So, like...
You know the prison pocket scene?
Does he bring
Brenton,
the dog to
do you think
prison?
this is a real movie?
Ernest Goes to Prison is a real movie.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't. What?
100% it is. It's the only one I know about because the reason he goes to prison is it's a guy who looks like Ernest, and they just grab him off the street.
That was a fabrication. Our writers made it up. That one.
Oh, my
also
phone's
fake.
glitchy. Can you look this up from Millhouse?
No.
I'll look it up. Ernest Goes to Prison exists.
This is an episode about Angel Densetsu, by the way.
So yeah, I was reading Angel Densetsu, and I was thinking to myself,
I'm gonna put
Goes to jail.
Remind myself in editing. Put the goddamn.
What is
poster.
this cover? It looks like he's about to get pissed on.
Fucking Ernest comes in jail. Apparently, Jesus Christ.
oh jeez, Angel Densetsu, man. Why are we in prison, Densetsu,
hey,
man?
no Rick and Morty impressions. This is an anti-Rick and Morty podcast.
Hey, Morty. Hey.
I was doing Polly Walnuts.
That's true. He was doing Polly.
Damn it. I thought The Sopranos was canceled because all that offensive shit Tony did, you know?
Yeah, like eating that veal.
Yo, veal? We've had this conversation off podcast. Veal is like one of the only meats I can think of where I'm like actually judging. Because like, I have a boyfriend who's eating dog. I want to eat dog. I want to eat human flesh.
Why?
Because I want to experience
I would
it.
also eat human flesh, assuming it's ethically sourced.
No meat is ethically sourced, Brenton.
I mean,
It is when
By the
I.
way,
It
this
is when I
conversation got
run
me a
the
promotion.
orphanage.
By the way, this got me I got a promotion with like one of the first conversations with that boss being, they said ethically sourced human flesh, and I said, well, no meat's ethically sourced. And that got me a promotion.
It is when I run the
Remember,
orphanage.
Pander to vegans. It's what gets you ahead on life. They got vegan powers that makes them the boss.
Either that or
Like Todd.
well, I was gonna say fail upwards as white and male-y as you possibly can.
Brenton, as the whitest male here, you've never failed upwards, only downward.
No, I pretty consistently fail upwards when I fail. Whenever I do something wrong at work, people are like, "Oh, Brenton, you scamp. Here's a promotion and a raise."
All right, Brenton, that one time that lady got hit without carts, like that doesn't count. She was asking for it. She was wearing a Target shirt.
She had a big sign that said, "Please crush all my bones."
I mean, so like, here's my ethical consumption of meat. I want to eat something that eats sentient beings. That makes me the highest on the pyramid, right?
Yeah,
last
so,
I checked, pyramids don't work like that.
So crocodiles.
Like, so in the year 400
Swamp
BCE,
daddies.
year 400 BCE, Napoleon flipped all the pyramids over. It used to be small at the bottom and then big at the top.
That's why he shot all his cans out.
Yeah.
Flip them.
Oh my god, the Ridley Scott
just
Napoleon
happened.
movie is gonna fucking suck shit.
Reviews are coming out. Most people like it.
No, historical accuracy is more important.
Sorry.
He
Sorry,
wasn't there.
Were you fucking there?
Shut
I
up.
think not.
I can't believe the guy that made The Duelist made Napoleon.
I mean, are you
I
surprised?
love that it's like
he
an
also
Eng-
made Gladiator.
I love that it's an English guy
did?
though.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hit my boy Commodus with that slander.
Gladiator. I thought was the Gladiator not the one about Spartacus?
Gladiator is the one about Spartacus.
I thought
Gladiator ends with them
Commodus was 200 years after that.
Yeah, Spartacus was killed by Crassus.
Yeah. Kind of. I don't know.
Well, I guess he was killed by Pompey after Crassus.
all. Look, I don't suck.
No, Crassus
I don't-
got him, but like, you know, he got crucified. Really, he got killed by himself because he split up from the other main guy, who was a Gaul, and
Yeah.
split their forces. He would have beat Crassus,
Yeah.
because Crassus is a bitch-ass loser. I'll see him on the court. 1v1. We'll play Horus. He might win, but fuck him.
Yeah, I remember the movie about the other guy. It was called Asterix and Obelix versus Julius Caesar in 1999.
Yo, opinions on Asterix and Obelix? I give it two
Who?
thumbs up. The comic, Asterix and Obelix.
It's like
Yo.
French civilization.
I give it-
The rest of us monkeys.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Shout out to Pepe Le Pew, the best general in Ambiorix's army.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Pepe Le Pew, the, like, 4th worst Looney Tune.
Okay, who's the worst?
The worst? In my opinion, I fucking hate Tweety Bird.
Damn, we in the same
Yo,
boat. Tweety
no.
Bird.
I love Sylvester. I hate Tweety Bird.
But listen, you gotta take the cartoons. Like, you didn't say character, you said cartoon. You gotta take the cartoons as a whole. Because I like the
Okay.
grandma character, and I like Sylvester.
Okay, like, fair enough. Then probably... Ooh, that's a lot tougher. Then I'd probably actually put the Pepe Le Pews right at the bottom.
Yeah, those ones suck. I think Yosemite Sam, when he's not with Donald Duck, or...
Donald Duck. That's my favorite Looney Tune, Donald Duck.
Daffy or Bugs, when he's not with those two, he sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Marvin Martian's probably the worst.
I think he's really good with Daffy.
He only shows up very occasionally, though.
I mean, he's not as good as the green one from the Flintstones.
The
When
Great Gazoo.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, when they're chain smoking Winston's,
Dude.
Yeah, the
Pop-
Great Gazoo is actually like the worst shit ever.
What is going on?
Do you know what the Great Gazoo is?
I love the
No.
Winston Pop Tops.
You've never seen the alien from the Flintstones and the Jetsons?
He's in the Jetsons.
Oh, I know what he is. He's in Harvey Birdman.
He is in Harvey Birdman.
Yo, Harvey Birdman's a great cartoon.
I can't believe Stephen Colbert was in it.
What? He was?
He's the boss.
He goes, huh?
Oh,
Isn't
that
that
totally
big
was.
chunkus wholesome?
He was. I don't know. I liked the Colbert Report as a kid, but it's something you grow out of. Stephen Colbert's like keys. You put him in front of babies.
He
Yeah.
just hasn't been funny in like a decade. It kind of sucks.
Yo, when he was in Modesto as the president, talking to them aliens.
No, that was it's Fresno, but
No.
that's a great.
Monsters vs. Alien is Modesto.
It is Modesto.
New Amsterdam, Kirkland brand red wine, like Savant, I think.
They show up in Fresno at like the end of the movie to destroy Fresno, though. I think.
No, I thought it was San
I don't know.
Francisco.
Listen, I'm gonna say this
No,
controversial
that's, like,
take.
halfway through.
Modesto's cool. I like Modesto. I don't mind Turlock. I don't mind, Stockholm. I don't mind like fucking that area.
Stockholm, Sweden.
Fuck.
California place I can name. California place I can name. California.
You've never
place
been to
I
Cal?
can-
Well, you've been to California
I've
once.
been to California.
Dude, remember
I've
that-
been to like one place in it, but I've
Yeah,
been
actually,
to
me
California.
and Milhouse met each other in California, and then we met back up. Currently, we live in like, I'd call this Southern Washington.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, Southern Washington. I don't know.
I
I just saw him in Newcastle one day. It was wild.
Yeah, I was in
Lancaster,
Portland,
yeah.
Maine.
Here.
In my favorite Stephen King book, there's this child and he has psychic powers, but also an explicit child sex scene.
Yo, and there's a magical black person.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Alan
movie's not
Wake
out
2.
yet.
Alan Wake 2. Yo, you gonna play Alan Wake 2?
Yeah, but I gotta play through Alan Wake 1 again because it's been like 6 years.
I never beat it.
It's got problems.
I played it at E's house.
It's got problems. It's got stuff though.
Angel Densetsu.
Yeah, so like let's talk about Angel Densetsu. Isn't Japan so cool, guys? Wouldn't you guys want to smoke cigarettes with Japanese teenagers?
Yeah, I would.
You know, in our
I
mid
want to
20s.
smoke cigarettes and like crouch down on my knees.
Mid-20s. I'm getting into my late 20s, dog.
I want to smoke cigarettes and crouch down on my knees and go, ah, like I'm a Japanese teenager.
Yarudo!
I want to hang out with Kiryu and Majima. I want
Oh
to
my
see
god, I love Makima, dude. I love Chainsaw Man.
Makima Chainsaw Man.
Oh my god, she's such a waifu material, guys.
Yeah, so after Kuroda and his flunkies get that log thrown on him,
Yeah.
like, oh god, I forgot his name.
Takeshi.
It's not.
Takeshi's Castle.
It's Takahisa.
Takehisha.
Takahisa, he shows back up at school, and he's like, I'm back after I've been suspended for 2 weeks for lightly hitting that teacher right in the face.
He had it
times.
coming.
He only had
6
himself to blame.
times. And Takahisa, he walks into the classroom
I won't
where,
be
you know,
ignored.
Katano's classroom, and he sits in Katano's chair, and he's like, I'm Big Pimpin'. Everyone here's afraid of me.
Don't sit there, man.
And then, they're immediately like, you can't sit there, Takahisa.
You want to move, man.
He's gonna kill you. He's going to literally eat you like an ogre.
They don't say that much. They're all still hunters. The guy walks in and he's like, huh, who is this guy?
We actually failed to mention one scene that kind of plays into this earlier. The reason Katano gets accosted by Kuroda as Kuroda shows up to get to his classroom is Katano leaves the classroom because it's deathly silent during lunch. And he walks out, and they immediately all start talking, and Katana goes, oh, they were all quiet because of me, weren't they?
They don't like me.
I look like a heroin addict, damn it!
I ain't never get hit in that rack.
This leads to Takahisa, like, being like, this Katana guy's crazy, look at him, and, like, challenging him. And then they, like, make their way to the courtyard, and you know, Katana has no idea what's going on. He's like, what's this guy up to?
Does that happen?
No,
I
he
remember
runs
the
away.
guy runs away.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
falls him, and he's like punching the wall. He's like, I can't believe I lost his stare off.
Yeah, he does the headbutt that makes his head bleed.
And then he pulls his knife out when he hears him coming.
Yeah.
And Katana is like, oh no, he must have thought my silence was rude. I must have hurt his feelings.
Now
He's a
good.
sensitive soul. Oh no, he's got a knife. He cut himself. I gotta stop it. And what is the best looking scene? He cuts Katana's face. And Katana keeps going and yells, Takagi! Your life is a precious gift from your parents.
And you know what?
That's a cold fucking line.
It is a precious gift.
I want to say my favorite, like the coldest line from the manga that I read so far. I'm 24 chapters in, or was. I stopped reading it. You clean trash with brooms is such a fucking good line. Honestly, the park fights are my favorite. When he like stacks up all those guys he knocked out.
yeah. That's a really good bit, especially because they all just like fell over after looking at him, and then he hits them with the line of, "Oh man, stacking up all these guys is taking me longer than picking up all the trash."
Yeah.
No, I think my favorite is when the guy drops the wallet. He goes to like, give it back to him. He's like, "Oh wow, he must be really lonely. He brought all his friends."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's actually like the second half of the OVA for the most part.
Fucking.
Yeah, chapter
He
3.
pushes past him. You gotta protect your life. It's precious. when he's fighting the other lieutenant. Which, by the way, the other lieutenant fight's great when he's walking backwards.
Yeah.
And he's like, I must have hurt his feelings when I laughed at him. Go ahead, hit me. I deserve it.
I shouldn't have been laughing at people who walk differently.
Yeah. And then he falls down the stairs.
God, I love Angel Densetsu.
So
it's
good.
a real shame that this wasn't picked up as a full anime. Because I genuinely think that this could have been a huge hit here in America. Like, America, we love our 50s bullies here in America.
Shout out to the Fawns.
Did-
Or not the Fawns, what's his face?
No, you're right. That's the Fawns.
Doesn't he jump on an alligator?
No, he jumps a shark.
He jumps a shark twice.
I think my favorite episode is the
Twice.
one he fights, who was it? Was it Tom Hanks as a karate guy? It was one of like the big actors. It was a karate guy, and he's just doing karate at him. Honestly, I
No,
think
it
Happy
wasn't
Days.
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was way too young for Happy Days.
I think that fucking
It was John Travolta.
Happy Days
It was,
fucking
like, Grease.
sucks.
John Travolta would actually kind of make sense.
No. I was just making Grease. The Greaser.
Tell me more. Did he fight very hard? Oh, no.
John Travolta's not in Grease.
What?
He's the main guy. Is that not true? Are you fucking with me?
No, it was Tron Travolta.
Shut up.
John Travolta.
Shut up.
John
Shut up.
Travolta's not in Grease.
Yes. Brenton, what are you talking about?
That's not John Travolta.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
fake
It's
news.
Tim Allen.
Okay,
This is
it is
good?
It is John Travolta, and I totally forgot that was.
No,
him.
I
Fake
want to go back.
news.
Tim
CNN fake news.
Stop.
Donald Trump approved. Patriots
Stop,
fact checked you.
stop.
I agree. Tim Allen as the main guy in Grease would be pretty good.
Tim Allen. I love when Tim Allen. He's so funny when he goes, "What?"
I love when Tim Allen rats on all his fellow drug dealers and avoids 30 years in prison for cocaine
Did
possession.
he do that? Nice.
Yeah, actually.
I really like when Tim Allen was like, "Man, kids these days are such fags. Back in my day, we were real men."
Oh, yeah.
As
And then he hoovers up 6 limes. And he goes, I can't wait to go be Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz, we missed the truck.
Oh no, we're not going for the truck.
We're not aiming for the truck. Milhouse has the magic ability to never remember quotes correctly.
It's been said before, but he can never say the same name the same way twice.
Yeah. You know, I'm a trailblazer. I'm blazing trails.
What?
I am
He's
a
a
Chevrolet trailblazer.
He's blazing trails.
Yeah, with an obnoxious red. You know, I have one of those stickers that say
Our
like,
neighbors have a trailblazer.
Oh my god.
So yeah, Takehisa, he recognizes that Katano's a fucking crazy person who just took a knife slash to the face and then looked at him and went,
Your life's precious.
don't be killing yourself, son.
You should love yourself now.
So Takehisa's like, oh, okay, so
I don't stand a chance.
Katano's Bancho now. He's number 1. I'm his number 2. Kuroda's our bitch.
Kuroda's cool. I like Kuroda a lot.
Kuroda is consistently the funniest character in the manga.
I like when he beat up the shit out of the prep kid. Honestly, one of my favorite arcs.
That's a really good arc. That
The
arc,
prep kid?
when the student council president takes credit for clearing out a park, that Kitano and
Oh, yeah,
Kuroda
yeah,
and
And that leads
Takehisa
to a
can clear
Katano
out.
admitting that he, like, him realizing that he is interested in the main girl.
I think the best bit
That
is when that fucking journalist, she gets like her like head orbiter to go like try and beat him up, and then all his friends are like, "Brother, that's a suicide, suicide
yeah,
test.
that's good
So we're all
stuff.
gonna do it together."
Speaking of the student council president, I love when Ryuko at the end of that arc, she just punches him right in the face, and then he's like, "My nose."
You haven't gotten to it yet, but at the end of the manga, he's stuck in like a little cave with a little like white child who he thinks doesn't speak Japanese, and like he's just lying to her face, and she's like, "Oh no, this demon's trying to lie to me because he thinks I'm stupid and I don't know Japanese."
That's a good chapter. That's a really good one.
That's cool. I actually did not prepare for this episode at all. I instead read the Elden Ring manga, which fucks.
Yeah, I like
Good luck
quite
finding
bit.
a good website to read it, though.
I can't believe Cloudflare started taking down copyrighted material.
Have you read the Elden Ring mangas author's other manga?
I followed a guy with exposed nipples into a cave, and he found a sword name.
Yeah, you found like the legendary sword.
No, I haven't. I've been told to. Once I finish Elden Ring, I'm probably going to give it a couple of chapters.
It's pretty
But I
silly.
don't
It's
play
pretty
Dragon
fun.
Quest, so I don't know.
I read it way back before I played Dragon Quest.
You know what
and
I
enjoyed
want
it, so.
to fucking read? I want to read a fucking that style manga for Dark Cloud 1. That game fucked.
Ah, dude. Fucking
Shout out to my man Tone. Shout out to Ruby. Jeannie, she's like the best character in the game as far as like actual going through the dungeon.
The cat's
Fuck
name...
Goro, the hunter guy.
Yeah.
He sucks. He's like my worst choice. Zhao is a good one, like a good build character. I don't like Moon Guy because you get him so late that he's never stacked up to the same strength as the rest of your party.
Yeah.
Another great Angel Densetsu chapter that happens later is the parents visit.
Oh, yeah, and then they fight.
And then they fight. But specifically, I was thinking about the bit where they see Kitano's mom, and they just think that she's a Yuki-onna, like a Japanese ghost lady.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good bit. Pretty much the other half of the OVA covers the up to and including the battle with Hakon High,
Oh.
which is mostly just like there's more delinquents around, and Kuroda and Takahisa are like, oh, don't like that, so they get involved and then get their asses whooped.
Yeah.
Which leads to them being like, we gotta get Kitano to help us out. All while at the same time, Kitano has found a lost wallet and is trying to return it. And it happens to be the Bancho of the rival high school's lost wallet. So, he's getting all mixed up in there again. Real, madcap style.
Zany and wacky.
It's pretty fun. It has that great scene where he scares away the delinquents that Kuroda picks a fight with at the bus. That's pretty fun. You've got the scene where Kitano meets the number 2 of Hakon, and then he falls down the stairs.
Yep.
That's pretty good. And then there's just like a genuinely great conversation, I think, between like Takahisa and Kitano. Takahisa's like, Kitano, help! And Kitano's like, okay. And I want to check my notes again, because there was one thing I wanted to mention in here that I think we're past where it was, but it interested me.
You have blonde hair because you hate Japan so much, don't you? You love the West so much, kid. And he's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, lady?
What is that from?
That's
like one of the super evil teachers of the evil teacher crowd.
Yeah, that's a much later bit. Oh no, yeah. The thing I wanted to say was when Takahisa gets introduced, there's literally just an incredibly slapping jazz song right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna be using that throughout the video. Honestly, the soundtrack for the whole OVA is great.
Yeah. I
really
feel like we covered most of this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next week we're gonna do Baki.
Wow, we gotta mention pretty much after that. They fight in the park. You see Kitano like do a big hand push. There's a cool knife fight between the number 2s. I don't know. It's an OVA that's well worth a watch. Do it. It's good.
Ranking the things we've watched so far, I'd put this at the top.
Yeah, best one.
Then
definitely.
Appleseed. Then Starship Troopers.
I'd give this one like a go out of your way and give it a watch, and also give it a
Just
read.
on YouTube.
We're doing Baki next.
We're doing the first arc of Baki, the show, the 2001 show. So that's right, Jason. So from episode 1 to the fight with Hanma, and then the introduction of the next arc, which would be Yujiro beating the fucker to death and saying, "Son, get stronger."
Okay, well, that'll be fun. I actually haven't watched Baki besides just a few episodes here and there, so...
One time, and I might bring this up on the episode Baki too, but I was watching those episodes on acid while hanging out with one of my main boys, and we ended up beating the shit out of the garage. I did. And I just thought no one could hear me. So the next morning I was like, what happened? I was like, no, what? You heard that? Yeah, of course I heard that. I'm surprised the neighbors didn't. Which, by the way, I have confirmed did not hear it. They didn't hear it.
Well, thank you everybody for showing up to this
I have one more bit. Fuck you.
Oh, okay.
I think when they eventually make the movie in 2040, like they did with Alita, they should completely change the story and remove anything fun about it.
You know what? You're
I've been
right.
meaning to watch Alita's OVA.
It's like Trigun, but like with more sci-fi stuff.
Damn, Trigun's so good.
Oh yeah.
We're holding off on Trigun because it's going to be a screaming match for who gets to do the intro, and like we want to wait till we're better at this. But it's going to be me.
If I do the Trigun one, I'd sandbag it too hard. So
Yeah.
Remember when we watched Trigun and then we were going to start... You were going to show us Attack on Titan, and my mom walked in and said, "No, you're not. You're watching Graveyard of the Firefly." And at first I was annoyed, but then I was like, you know what?
yeah.
This was a good movie.
No, that's a great. That's okay. Well, Grave of the Fireflies has some real problems, I think, plotting wise, because it's very much a look at how sad this is movie.
Yeah.
It's I feel like I like it more than most Ghibli films.
I feel like there should have been a scene where like a
Crazy.
brave Japanese pilot kills a filthy American by crashing his plane.
No, they
into him.
saved that
Stop.
for As the Wind Rises.
Oh, that is. Oh yeah, when he
Go.
does it in that movie is awesome. Like the music's playing, he's just going. "Ah!"
When
You know, I don't
Hayao
remember
Miyazaki
that.
goes, "I love my Japanese World War II pilots. I love them."
I mean, I want to get a Mitsubishi at some point, but my boyfriend's forbid me because he's like, those are you can't get. You can get a Japanese car because I like Japanese cars, but you can't get the Mitsubishi, like the fucking planes and tanks fucking company.
Suzuki had like a slave island in Korea. That'd be a lot.
I should get a Suzuki then.
I have a Kia.
You know, I was actually
Kia sucks. I don't like Korean cars. Hyundai, Kia, those fucking blow fat dick.
Don't you dare insult Park Lee to my face.
I was actually listening to a podcast on why Japan became like such a rapidly expanding world power, like in the years leading up to and including World War II. This is a recommendation, but like honestly, most people who listen to this will have heard of it. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, Supernova of the East, really fascinating stuff. I already knew like a little bit about like Port Arthur and all that stuff with like the Russian-Japanese War, mostly because I've read Golden Kamuy, but like getting all that context right there was really fun.
I love that they just their strategy for the late 18th century, early 19th century was just, what if we hit them with a surprise attack?
Oh, my favorite anecdote from that story is a bunch of.
Anecdote.
Did you say antidote? What are you? What are you? The Simpsons?
By the way, Brenton, last time when I made that mistake on the music podcast, you made the same joke.
Yeah, well, let me finish my goddamn story.
Lol, no.
So in the Baltic Sea, like I guess a fishing ship like approached them, and they thought it was the Japanese, like the soldiers. And so the officers were like, "What are we dealing with?" They think the Japanese sailed 5,000 miles in a week to catch us.
How far are we into the episode?
We're at the end.
No, minute-wise.
42 minutes.
Oh, that's a good call it there.
Yeah,
No.
I think we'll end it here. Goodbye.
Read Kokoro. That's the real reason Japan got ahead.